sure we're all aware this past weekend, the Toronto Star, one more time again, in their GTA section, had a section which was almost half of this section in regards to what lies beneath for Port Hope. Your worship and fellow councillors, one more time again, the Toronto Star and certain groups / individuals have decided to once again bring up old news. Why, I cannot understand, and probably never will, unless some miss their 5 minutes of fame in the spotlight on the back of our community. As provided by another citizen, this took up over 54% of the GTA section in the Weekend Star. Only the obits had about the same amount of space. I don't know whether there was some reality or association there. If there was any new news, Finally Fair has declared a president once and for all, and a beneficiary, as stated by this person. When they need money, I write a check. As I mentioned, there is nothing new reported here, and this upsets me, why this must continually be brought up. Yes, we know there is low-level radioactive waste, and yes, we are in the process of working out the details to carry this out, and yes, once and for all, when it's all done and finished, Port Hope will have a clean slate. The Toronto Star must have really had a no-news week, which I find hard to believe, or a soft ear to the special interest groups, which in this case should have given us equal print space to present our facts in this reality. But again, this may have caused their poor paper person to have a hernia if the facts were known, and I know the Star wouldn't want that on their conscience. In closing, every time this old news is reprinted, it hurts the business people of our community, the homeowners, their house value, our potential to attract new businesses and jobs to our community, which in turn could, it reduces our tax if we had this. For this reason, I would like to propose the following motion to Council. I move that a letter be prepared to the federal government requesting their assistance in mitigating negative press related to the municipality of Port Hope by providing funding initiatives and any direct economic development incentives that may facilitate the municipality's ability to attract industry and business to our community. Do I have a seconder? Yeah, second. Any questions?
Perhaps I could. We do have a motion moved by Councillor Turck and seconded by Councillor Austin. Could you please email that to the clerk? Mm-hmm. I'd appreciate it. In regards to discussion. Councillor Austin?
Was seconded by Councillor Burns, not Councillor Austin.
Oh, did I? Yeah. I apologize. Yeah. Any further discussion? All those in favor? Carried. Thank you.
Your Worship, if I could just make a comment. I too got lots of, I was kind of busy Saturday myself, but a lot of citizens came up early in the morning and said that this huge article was in the Star. My problem is, and we pay a company, TAS Communications, in regards to this. I was told that representatives from the Port Hope area initiatives earlier on in the week had gone up to Toronto and spoken to the editor and the writer of the article for over an hour and a half and not got any response. My problem is the municipality pays a communications company. We also have a staff person that works in communications, and this council, as far as I know, knew nothing about this article coming forward. We didn't get anything from TAS that I know of, and we pay them a substantial amount of money to look after these kind of things. And I think as a council, on this instance, for instance, we're not getting our money's worth. And I think we should have, as a council, had a heads up. People in the community were being interviewed for this. We never got any heads up whatsoever. And I hate to be blindsided on anything that impacts our community this largely. And I'd like some kind of something said to TAS in regards to this, because I mean, in my opinion, I think it's their job to do something about these things before they happen, or even inform us that they're going to happen. So I'd like something done if we could as a council.
If I could clarify our last communication update, we were made aware that the Toronto Star was working on a story, and actually at our town hall meeting, I did mention it on Wednesday night that we were awaiting that story to come out. We didn't know. I mean, we can't stop the stories.
I understand that, but I mean, it would be nice to be proactive instead of reactive all the time, and maybe a heads up from TAS would have been nice.
But we can't stop newspapers, and we can't dictate with them. Council was made aware in the communication update that this story was being worked on, and it's been worked on for some months. We assumed it was going out 2 weeks ago, I think was the last update we had. We were told that it wasn't going out because of election coverage, and then it did come out. And actually, the Port Hope Area Initiative went up to Toronto, I believe it was about 3 weeks ago, and there has been continuing communication going on with our communication group, TSA, and the individuals. We can't stop nor dictate to the press when they do these. We can bring updates from communications sooner. We can bring them up weekly, and perhaps when the new CAO is in place, we can look to do that. Would be happy to do that. But I think if you look at the press back last November, there was no balance, at least, well, far from balance, as Councillor Turck pointed out. A huge percentage of the article was
Negative.
Yeah, and however, they actually did attempt to receive information, and they did interview both Cameco, both Port Hope Area Initiative, and other members of the community. So it's hard to turn the ship overnight, but we are seeing a change in the press that's going out. And the press last November was picked up by numerous other newspapers. This one was not picked up by any other newspapers. And I recall the comments that were on the website of the Toronto Star. There were over 100 and some comments, if not more, on the article last November. There were 9 on this one. So while our groups in communication are not changing things like that, I personally believe they are moving. It's never as fast, I don't believe, as we'd all like to see, because of the effects, as Councillor Turck and I know you, Councillor Lees, and we've all identified the effects that this has on us. But we are, in my opinion, shifting, and we need to continue to work on that. And I will take back to staff and to our new CAO. We can definitely bring that up. I'm sure all of council members will bring that up as an issue, that the updates come further more often than once a month.